So, requested movie reviews still continues on, and this is another request from Anthony Jenkins. The Blue Lagoon is based on the novel of the same name, written by Henry Vere Stacpoole, and stars Brooke Shields and Christopher Atkins. And the plot of this movie is 7-year-old cousins Emmeline and Richard survive a shipwreck, and they find themselves stuck on a beautiful island somewhere in the Pacific Ocean. Under the care of a fellow castaway, Patty Button, the two learn the basics of survival. But however, Patty dies. However, the new adolescents, Emmeline and Richard, are on their own to discover love, romance, and loneliness in a tropical paradise. That's basic as you can get. I just found another new guilty pleasure in this movie. I can tell you right now, this movie is not a great film, but it's a guilty pleasure, to say the least. You have a premise here that is it sounds silly, but it's kind of romantic at the same time. You have the director of this movie, and the director of this movie, he did fine. The music by Basil Polidoris is pretty cool. You have good cinematography in here. And this was a 1980s film. And the budget for this movie is $4.5 million, so they didn't have a lot to work with. So I will say that this is that's a pretty nice budget for a movie like this. The acting here is great from everyone. Brooke Shields, still beautiful to this day, and I know Anthony likes Brooke Shields, so when they were making this movie, she was only 14, so they did use older body doubles in some of her romantic sequences, but the movie got away with, but this movie is alright. It only made money in US and Canada only. But the emotional scenes in here, the sadness in here is pretty. There's a lot of sad moments in here, but there's also a lot of funny moments here. Some of the dialogue in this movie is kind of cheesy. And this was a passion project of Randal Kleiser. So I will say that not too bad for a passion project, but there are some parts in this movie that I kind of was like, really, this is getting weird. As far as the romance goes, the romance is pretty nice. The film has been released on DVD and Blu-ray, and there was a sequel called Return to the Blue Lagoon, I'm not really going to watch the sequel, but Brooke Shields, Christopher Atkins, everyone's performance in here is fine. It's not the best romantic movie I've seen, but there are some pretty good entertaining value to it. And because of the performances, because of Brooke Shields, because of the way this movie is directed, sometimes you need a guilty pleasure like this in your life. If you haven't seen The Blue Lagoon, I do recommend watching it. This may have you put this in your guilty pleasure movies list, but I think this is still a pretty entertaining film. So I will say that The Blue Lagoon is a guilty pleasure and is going in guilty pleasure movie of the week, and I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna give this movie a highly recommended. Let me know what you guys think about the Blue Lagoon if you've seen it, and if you like it, you can come here. We can have a good time.